Have you ever been in a debate where you know you're right, but you just can't seem to get your point across? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down a really simple method for building powerful arguments. And what's cool is, it's all inspired by a lesson plan that tackles some of life's absolute toughest questions. All right, let's just jump right in because, to really get why we even need a framework for arguing, we got to start with a topic that really challenges us. So here it is. Wow, this is a deeply complex and emotional question, right? Before you even try to answer it, just take a second and think. How would you actually start to argue your position on this? How would you make it clear and effective? Trust me, it is way harder than it sounds. You see, when we're up against these huge questions, our thoughts can just get tangled, right? We might know deep down what we believe, but actually laying it out in a logical, convincing way, that is a whole different ballgame. And that's the key, isn't it? How do we cut through all that noise, all that emotion, and deliver a message that's powerful and easy for someone else to follow? Simple. We need a system. And that system, well, it's a wonderfully simple, but honestly brilliant framework called the PrEP method. It's specifically designed to bring some order to your thoughts and real strength to your words. Okay, so the real beauty of this thing is just how simple it is. It's just 4 easy steps. P for point, R for reason, E for example, and then P for point again. That's it. Think of it like a mental roadmap. It makes sure you start strong and end with a conclusion people actually remember. It's even kind of clever, psychologically speaking. See, by starting and ending with your main point, you're tapping into how our brains tend to remember the first and last things we hear. So this structure literally helps make your argument stick. All right, so let's actually put this thing into practice. We're going to use a real-world scenario, one that comes directly from the source material for this whole explainer, just to see how the PrEP method really works in action. Okay, so this case really brings that tough ethical dilemma into sharp focus. And if we're going to argue about it effectively using our new PrEP method, it's super helpful to get a handle on the core vocabulary first. First up, we have autonomy. This is the absolute central concept. It's all about a person's fundamental right to control their own life and their own decisions, even the absolute toughest ones. And the second word is alleviate. Now, this word is so key because it gets right to the heart of the client's suffering. The whole point was that every single medical treatment had failed to alleviate her mental pain. And that's just a critical piece of the puzzle here. And listen to this quote from the client herself. Wow, it's just such a powerful, humanizing detail, isn't it? A really effective argument isn't just a bunch of abstract ideas. It has to connect on a human level. And this is exactly the kind of powerful detail that makes for a really strong example step in our PREP structure. And look at this. This just perfectly shows how it all comes together. See how those core vocabulary words, autonomy and alleviate, are woven right in? The point is crystal clear. The reason is directly linked to it. The example is super specific, and that final point just wraps it all up and reinforces the whole argument. It's just so clean, so logical, and you know what? It's really persuasive. You know, what's so great about the PrEP method is that it's a totally neutral tool. It works no matter what side of an issue you're on. You could use this exact same structure to build a really compelling argument for the pro side, or an equally compelling one for the con side. It's not about winning or losing, it's all about bringing clarity to your position. So, why does any of this matter to you? Well, because the ability to structure a clear argument it's like a superpower. And it's one that goes way beyond a classroom or a debate club. I mean, just think about it for a second. Whether you're trying to make a case for a new project at work, or you're in some online discussion just trying to stay on topic, or even if you're navigating a really tough conversation with your family, PrEP gives you this simple, go-to way to organize your thoughts and make your point with confidence and with clarity. So the big takeaway here is this. A framework like PrEP isn't restrictive at all. It's actually liberating. It frees you from that stress of scrambling to organize your thoughts on the fly. It lets you focus on what you really want to say, and then helps you deliver it with maximum impact. So the only question left is, how are you going to use it?